This is Old Kids on the Block, new episodes weekly. Come hang out. Welcome back to Old Kids on the Block. Today's episode is hosted by none other than yourself. I just wanted to reintroduce the guys again. To my right, you got...
Mr. Luis Hernandez Delgado Jr. the Fourth.
To my left, but you're right, you got...
My name is Gabby. You can't call me that. Call me Gabe.
I'm Miles.
And that is Miles. Okay, so today's topic is a bit more of a serious one. The whole reason why we started this podcast is just to spread love, to have entertainment, to keep you guys happy and laughing. That's like our whole purpose. But we also want to keep it real with you. So we wanted to do a little more of a serious topic, which is going to be about a little bit of depression, anxiety, mental disorders, and everything like that. And we wanted to kind of like break it down to you guys and show you that we're real. And we're with you, and we understand what you guys are going through, and probably give some tips and tricks and some things that we do to help ourselves out. So I'll start off with Louis, I guess. I know you've mentioned it before, and it's kind of been open and out there that you are facing depression.
Depression and anxiety. I actually do have a mixture of both, which is definitely the 1-2 combo, of course. The best way I can always kind of like put in perspective for other people, it's a lot like kind of like a race going on with like everything's going on at like a steady pace. You always want to stay with the group and everything like that, you know, as opposed to actual real race. Don't argue with me with that. But when you have anxiety, it's like you're ahead of everything. And you're thinking like way too far into the future and everything like that. So to the point where you actually start like panicking somewhat, like I don't know what to do, what's going to happen and stuff like that. There's just way too many dividends. And then of course comes into the depression of the sort where it's like you're backtracking way too much, pretty much to the point where you're just kind of dwelling on the past and everything like that. You think about all the things that you've done in the past and what you should have done different, when it's kind of, you just got to take the mentality of like, hey, that happened. You just kind of got to get over it.
Yeah. So I know, like for myself, I definitely have like a severe like anxiety. I get it all the time. I try my best to conceal it, hide it, by being a joyful person, trying to be as positive as I can, as often as I can. But what are some of the symptoms that you get specifically with depression?
Depression specifically, imagine a boat that can't bring its anchor up. Like, it's literally like
Never heard that
Like
one.
you're stuck.
Yeah,
Yep,
you
I
are
never heard
literally
that one.
stuck in dead water. Just kind of like there's no wind, there's no nothing. Don't worry about your boat having an engine and all that crap, but like there's nothing for your sails to pick up, and it's like you could be offered the best thing that day. Literally the best thing in the entire world, the best opportunity and everything, but if you're depression, if you're in the middle of it and everything, it's literally like a whole thing on its own just to even walk out your door, to even get out of bed, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand it because I don't have it. Like, I don't have depression. I don't have anxiety. I mean, I do have self-doubt sometimes, just like growing up with my family. You guys all know how my family was growing up. And I just feel like I don't want to get into a rhythm where I'm like struggling. Like, I want to be successful, right? But then there are times where I'm like, man, like, am I ever going to reach that point? So that's pretty much all I kind of really suffer from.
That's kind of an anxiety, though. That's when you start to overthink and look into the future, and you're like, damn, am I there? Am I getting there? And then you start having these different thoughts about how your life could be if you were there already. That is a form of an anxiety.
Yeah, I just don't get panic attacks, like.
Yeah, you don't have. So anxiety doesn't always have to be a physical symptom for somebody. It can all be mental. It can be every person is different, and they experience it in different ways.
You can have anxiety and not have panic attacks. Like, anxiety is just a general thing. Panic attack is only if you actually like have an extreme form of anxiety, pretty much to the point where you can't get out of the mindset.
I had a panic attack before, just because like I was in an area where I was new and I didn't know what anything was, so I was just kind of like freaking out, and my heart was racing really bad, and I noticed it, but I just didn't know what to do. What about you, Gabe?
I'm kind of with Miles on this one, where I'm not too big on depression. I've had instances here and there where I thought maybe this is depression, like when I was talking to your dad, and I was telling him, man, I can't find I don't care about anything. I can't find the will to do anything. I don't care about my job. I don't care about relationships. It got to the point where I just didn't care about anything. And I was talking to your dad, and he's like, that sounds like depression, man. And it just clicked. It was like, wow, you know what? I never thought about that. You're right. As far as depression goes, that's all the experience I have with it. Now, anxiety, I've lived with that my whole life. And I'm still living with it today, to where, like, even now with this podcast, even the smallest things give me anxiety, to where, like, okay, I'll put it to you like this. Whenever I have to do something, I get so anxious that I have to use the bathroom. Either I'm going to have to pee, I'm going to have to poop. I just get so anxious if I plan anything.
So you get like some physical symptoms sometimes.
I really do. Anxiety,
I know you get real shaky, and you start
shaky.
to get.
I get nervous. I get hot, and it's just, it doesn't make sense sometimes, because it's like, this isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Why is my body reacting this way?
You never know.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Just like when I get nervous, like when I get anxious. Like I had an interview earlier this week, and I was yawning before it. Like I kept yawning and yawning and yawning, but I wasn't tired. And I think I was just nervous for it. Now I know it's not like a form of like depression or anything, but it's just something like when I get antsy about something, like I start to yawn a lot.
That's actually a form of anxiety, because like what your body is actually doing is it wants to go to a safe space. For you, it seems like the bedroom. For you, it actually seems like the bathroom, because I'm assuming Hallie's always in the bedroom with you as well. So like someone actually like brought it to my attention way back when I used to work actually at a fast food restaurant. I was in the middle of a conversation. I was like, I really got to pee. And like the dude I was talking to, I actually just didn't want to talk to him because he went on like a very long story rant and everything like that. He goes, do you know sometimes your body actually just wants to pee in the middle of it when your body wants to physically get out of a conversation? Yeah. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. No joke. I walked away and I got like halfway to the bathroom and suddenly I didn't have to pee anymore. And I was like, oh crap. I think he was actually
I get pretty bad
right
with that stuff, dude. Like I'm talking about like, I get so excited sometimes off of just, even if I just have to go to the gym, just the thought of going to the gym that day will make me so anxious that I have to poop.
That's what I'm saying. Like the bathroom, the bathroom is your safe space. That's the thing, because it's the only time you're by yourself and get to have time by yourself and everything. It's a physical reaction to anxiety.
I get in trouble for this at work. Like my coworkers are like, "Why do you take 30-minute poop breaks?" It's like I just get so like, I gotta go, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So for me specifically, and you guys know this, like I'm a really bad hypochondriac. I'm super scared of being sick. I get obsessive over it. I think I have an acute obsessive compulsive disorder, which I haven't had it diagnosed. I don't need it.
You are
acute.
acute.
Thank you.
And you're always sick.
Yeah, but no, I'm not always sick. But in all honesty, man, it eats way. It starts off like I get a physical symptom. My knee hurts. Okay, no big deal. It starts bothering me for a couple days, then it doesn't go away. So then the pain in my knee does not go away. Then I start thinking, there must be something wrong. I'm gonna go get it checked out by a doctor. Go to the doctor. Your knee's perfectly fine, Mike. You're all good. So then I'm like, I go back home and I'm like, if there's nothing wrong with my knee, like what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I obsessing over a pain in my knee or my abdomen or my back? And then I start to have these, it's like it takes over my head, like my thoughts.
You know what that sounds like a lot? Like you ever like actually somewhat like got hurt, like let's say on your knuckle or whatever, and then you constantly bang it into everything. You just become a lot more aware of it.
Like biting your lip.
That's what it sounds like.
Like
biting your lip.
Yeah, I become super aware, and I'm very sensitive to my body. Mm-hmm. And whenever it doesn't feel right and it feels slightly off, I overthink to the max, and my anxiety kicks in. And like, there's been a point in my life where I got into depression because I was so scared of being sick. Yeah, and I didn't want to leave my room. I didn't want to leave my house. It was tough, man, and I feel for people, and I understand now how some people can crack. Yeah. You know,
it doesn't help too. It doesn't help too that you had shingles at a very young age as well too.
So yeah, I can actually trace it back to where my anxiety.
Like 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, it was in 2011, my first year in college. Yeah. I overexerted myself. I was, I went across the state and I lived in a different spot. I didn't have the same diet I had. I was exercising. I was drinking alcohol. And my whole lifestyle changed. And out of nowhere, my body just didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So I developed shingles, a big shingle rash from the top of my chest all the way to my spine. And you typically don't get that at my age. So it was like, I went to the doctor and the doctor looked at me and he goes like, you must have a autoimmune deficiency disease. You must have like AIDS or HIV or cancer. Yeah. The doctors told me that to my face. My heart dropped to the bottom of my chest, and like for the next 3 months, I was like obsessing over my health like crazy. I don't know if you guys knew that, but
No, I didn't even know that.
No,
part.
you told me that.
he
Yeah.
jacked me up, and
That's
I
probably
have
the
the worst
worst thing.
experience with Doc. I have
Yeah.
the worst experience.
But like
No.
one of the biggest things to always work on like your anxiety and depression and everything like that is like start focusing on like yourself, as weird as that sounds, but like actually going to the gym, feeling comfortable with your body and everything like that, testing your limits and everything like that. You know, you go to the gym, it's a very healthy environment. And personally, I've had 12 jobs my entire life, and I will always recommend to everyone, when especially if you're at a young age and everything, take 2 years. 2 years at least out of your life, go work at a gym. You meet so many people that just have such a positive mindset and such a positive influence. Like, I didn't even plan on like hitting the gym before I actually started working at the gym. And it's only seeing someone there every single day, and of course meeting you guys and everything like that always inspired me to start working out at the gym and try to like test my limits and everything like that. And like, I might not look it either, but I used to be 258 pounds. I'm
Big boy.
Yeah, I got
big
down
old
to
thick.
165, I think was my lowest, and I like to call it my 90-pound baby because I did lose it in 9 months and everything. But that was dedication, these guys and everything like that. And of course, you always got to find friends that are very supportive and everything like
So
that.
good to actually hear you admit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
battled with
Oh
Louis
my
for
God.
years. He stated one day that, we didn't give him any influence for exercising. And come on, look at us.
So you guys
Come on.
keep saying it's like
Oh.
0% or 100%. You guys were an influence, but not the only
We were
influence.
the influence.
Not
We were
the
more
only-
than half the
All right,
influence.
I will give you guys 70% of the influence.
Getting back to the
I'll
topic,
take that.
Yeah.
exercise definitely helps. It is one of the most helpful thing that I do that helps me with my anxiety, that takes away any and all anxiety that I've ever had. I'm in the gym. I am at
Focus.
peace.
Laser focus.
Yeah.
I am
laser
at peace,
focus.
and nothing bothers me. Nobody cares about what you look like. Nobody cares about what you're doing. You are there for you, and you are there to better yourself. And if you keep that in mind, and it will do wonders for you.
Next to exercise, I mean, talk about it. You know, if you are
That's
feeling
the worst. That's the
What
worst thing.
to-
That's the worst thing to do. No, not to do. Like it's the most positive thing you can do, but it's the worst to start. Like where do you start?
No, it
Well,
is
yeah,
the
okay,
hardest
yeah,
thing
yeah.
to do.
It's the
too.
hardest.
It's the hardest thing to do.
It's the most
Yeah.
difficult
Yeah,
thing to
I
do.
know it's the most difficult thing to do. Start talking about, but once you start talking about it, you start feeling a lot better. Especially around people who understand and even feel the same way you feel. You know, I think it helps people along the way. Next to exercise, having friends, you know, talking about it is probably one of the number one things.
And it is literally like a can of worms. Like once you do open up, like it's just a floodgate, just all coming out and everything. And
Yeah,
like
definitely.
one of the things I always tell everyone, especially with the group of friends, like your guys' crutch / comedic relief, the person you always think you can go and talk to and everything like that, that is the person that doesn't talk. Go to them. Make sure they are venting just as much as you are, because they sometimes being the crutch for everyone else does weigh down on you. So make sure your friend, the funniest one you can even find, because they are usually the one who is going through the worst of it.
And listen, we understand if, some, as shitty as it is to say, we understand that some people might not have a family support system, support system like we do. And if you're that person, do not feel afraid to reach out to the Old Kids on the Block page, to reach out to one of our social medias. We 100% understand what you're going through. We will try our best to get you through whatever it is you're going through, and make you feel better, because we all know what anxiety and depression is like. It's not fun. It affects everyone around you, and I know all you guys can attest for that. It doesn't just affect you; it affects everyone around you and all of your relationships, the way you view yourself, the way you view your job, the way you view everything in your life. And sometimes having a negative outlook, man, it puts you in like a loop, this negative circle that goes round and around. I've been there.
You have your good days.
You need someone to break you out of that. And if you're not getting out there, if you're not talking to your friends, if you're not talking to your family, we'll tell you what, talk to us.
Yeah.
Because we know what it is. We will try to the best of, we're not doctors, but we'll try to the best of our abilities to understand what you're going through and to help you through that, because we're all human. We all have bad days. And we just, we want to be here for you guys and let you guys understand that, we go through the same things that you go through.
Yeah, the reason why we decided to do this episode, like I stated in the very beginning, I kind of butchered that. I was anxious when starting off. The reason why we decided to do this, we kind of sat down and when we were coming up with the idea of starting Old Kids on the Block and thinking like what is some way we can have a positive outlook for our community. One thing that came to my mind specifically was like, let's also have like a serious episode base, and you guys love the idea. You know, we want to create a small little community, you know, whether it be in the comment sections or even in the local area where you guys can reach out. We want to try and get in contact with as many people as possible and help, you know. It doesn't just have to be anxiety and depression. It can be mental disorders. It can be self-doubt. It can be overthinking. It can be OCD. You know, whatever it is you're facing, just know that, you know, you have like-minded people that are there to help you out. You know, we all look like super fun, outgoing, funny guys, but we have our fair share of very, very low days coupled with very, very high days, borderline bipolar, you know? So don't be afraid to reach out to us. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy our channel. And also, if you wanted to listen to this, you can also listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We have all different types of other platforms you can listen to it too.
And one of the things that we're going to try to drop down in the description is a couple suicide hotlines and everything like that. If you have no one to reach out to or anything like that, there's always going to be those numbers provided below. Like he also said, feel free to like mingle with people in the comments section and everything like that. Most of our viewers are people we actually personally know who are very fun, loving people who are always open to talk to anyone pretty much. And we always like to hop into the comment section, everything ourselves, just to make sure our fans are getting everything they wanted to. So like I said, you know, just always feel. And one of the things that you actually mentioned, and it's very important for anyone who has anxiety, depression, is everyone gets comfortable and likes to fall into routine. That's just natural human, pretty much just do it throughout your
behavior.
day. It's natural. Try something new. Yeah. Always try something new. Always try to battle your fear of trying something new and getting outside of your comfort box and everything. Because I can actually freely admit, like, it's one of the things that's helped me out the most is just trying stuff new. You'll never know what you're going to love until you actually try it. Try everything once at least, in my own opinion. If you feel comfortable doing your own routine, everything like that, feel free. But if you notice that you're starting to get into the same routine way too much and get way too comfortable and it's not helping, break out of it. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but it's worth it.
Okay. I think you guys said it the best. You know, I mean, like Gabe said, we get into a routine. Like you said, Mike, we might be happy-go-lucky guys. We like to laugh, have fun, as you can see. But we have our very low days as well. You know, there's days we wake up and it's not a good day for us, you know. So, like, again, the reason why we're doing this episode, because we want you to show we're human too.
You're anxious right now. Look at you.
Yeah, I know. As you can see, my little legs are just shaking. I do this all the time. I always shake my legs. But you always shake. But yeah, we're human too, you know. We like to have fun with this, but again, when we all sat down and talked about it, like, we really do have our own issues, and, you know, we do the best to work them out, you know. And like I said in the beginning, the biggest thing is talking about it. Gabe's talked to us, Mel, Louis, Mike, and if you don't have that support system, again, we're always here for you guys.
I was the worst with it, not talking to people. I'm the type of person that likes to bottle everything up until the very last minute.
It's dangerous.
I know.
That is.
That is dangerous.
It's just how I deal with it, how I've dealt with it before. And it sucks, and I just try my best to like keep it away for as long as possible, and then out of nowhere, you know, I'll end up in an ambulance at Disney.
Oh my God!
Another good point. Listen, you might feel like you're a burden on other people when you talk to them about this, but people that love you and people that care about you want to help you. And if you don't have any of those, like I said, we will help you because we understand what we're going through. So if you're ever in a movie theater watching Superman and you're nonstop controllably like shaking,
it was Dracula.
It was Dracula. And you feel like you're gonna die, don't run to the bathroom and be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna die here and not tell anybody. Because at the end of the movie, when all of your friends are looking for you and they're like, hey, I wonder where Mike is, they don't have to run across all of Orlando to find you freaking bent over, shaking in the middle of a freaking four-way intersection, blocking up all the cars with an ambulance picking you up.
Blocking up the sidewalk, too.
I have a good reason for that.
No good reason.
I don't want to be an inconvenience to you guys.
That was
Example A, ladies and gentlemen.
So this happened. We all went to Disney together, and I was in a movie theater, and I don't know what, something triggered it, and I started to have uncontrollable, like, convulsing all throughout my body. All my muscles were shaking, and I could not stop it. I thought I was cold. I threw my girlfriend's at the time, her jacket on me, and I was like freaking the hell out. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to like bother the guys. They're enjoying the movie. They're enjoying dinner. So I'm just gonna go to the men's bathroom and die.
Oh my god.
Like a cat.
Like a cat. And that's what I always do. I always go to somewhere to like. I always try to. So I go to the bathroom. One thing I do all the time is I put my hands in warm water. It typically makes me feel better. I don't know why. It's just something that I do. So I figured if I go to the bathroom, if I'm gonna pass out, I'll do it over there. Hopefully somebody will come in to pee mid movie and save me. But I tried to calm down, and then I could not, man. It kept hitting me, and I was shaking, and then I was like, I need to go. So I started like, I took off from the movie theater and started like running down, like basically running down the pathway.
The worst, he was behind us, so we
like
didn't know.
Floating by me, like, and I got to the end, and they called the ambulance, took me to the hospital. We laughed in the lobby for a couple hours because a door by the bathroom kept making a fart noise every time it opened and shut.
Everybody's over there waiting for the doctor, and we're
I've
just
gotten better,
laughing.
I've gotten better, you know. And I've a couple times I've had to break down to my mom and dad and tell them like, hey, I've been like building up, like I've been having physical symptoms, and now I'm starting to think it's like mental stuff messing with me. And if we can trail back to the beginning when you guys talked about exercise, I work at a gym. I manage a location. I see thousands of people, you know, throughout the year, thousands of people throughout the years. And I'll tell you what, the number one thing that you can do is not pop a pill, not drink alcohol, not smoke, but to exercise.
Yep.
And as I don't know, as like cliche as that sounds, I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've seen it from all these people and all these different people telling me their life stories. Exercise, having a good diet, having a decent routine, but also adding a little bit, you know, something special to it is going to be the way to get you out of that rut and make you feel better. And do you guys concur?
Yeah.
Dude,
No, I agree 100%.
I also want to talk about what you said when we were all in the hospital. I feel like it was real subtle, but you guys have to realize this. The smallest things can break you down, but the smallest things can also build you up. That's why talking to people is so important. And like, you know, we were all worried about Mike and this door that sounded like it was farting. Made us all like, it made us all happy. It made us all forget. It made us all feel like everything was okay again. So it's the smallest things here and there that will cheer you up, that will, you know, bring you back to life in a way. So, you know, definitely.
Yeah, look for it. Look for those small things.
It's just the small things in life. Exercise, talking to someone, your family. Spend more time with them. Everybody can spend more time with their family. You know, it's just the small things in life.
Oh, another one more thing, and I'll let you talk. I'm sorry, Miles. Your brain is your gut is your second brain.
Yeah.
It actually releases a lot of hormones, endorphins, and everything like that. So make sure that you have a somewhat decent diet. If you felt like crap and you felt like crap for a long time, try switching it up. Try a different diet out. See if that helps you out while integrating a little bit of exercise and talking to people. Yeah. You may feel a crazy amount better. Because you something as simple as eating the same things throughout your life and then switching it up just makes you, you know,
chocolate,
right endorphins.
Seriously, chocolate releases
dark chocolate.
I thought it was chocolate.
Oh yeah, antioxidants.
No. It releases dopamine, which is happy.
Yeah, well, so does a cheeseburger.
I do
for some people. Really,
I know a couple of things that release dopamine. You know, you don't gotta do.
But another thing, always talking about, but if you can't talk about it, you can write it down. A lot of people keep journals and, you know, little books and everything too.
We can lay down a list of a whole bunch of things. You know, I'm sure people have gone and like the ones that feel the way they felt. I'm sure they've done countless of hours of research on how to fix themselves.
Probably, yeah.
The thing is, what have you actually done to put in motion of those things you've researched? A lot of people look up like, how do I stop being anxious? How do I stop having depression? How do I, you know, get out of this rut in my life? They'll Google it, they'll look it up, they'll be super motivated, and then they do nothing. You know? Yeah. And that's where support comes in. Whether it be a family or friend, whether it be a therapist, you know, there's always a way to find somebody because we are, you know, we're social creatures. Yeah. We're not built for isolation at all.
Like Louis talked about in our zombie episode, he said after 2 years he'll go crazy because it's just him by himself. He's isolated.
I'm willing to take the risk.
After 2 weeks, think about what's happening in the country right now. Being isolated for 2 months, people are going mad.
Yeah, going bananas.
We need each other. There has to be a support system. So, Before I close this up, is there anything anybody wants to say about anything that we didn't?
I think
mention?
I'm on Louis' boat. Try something new.
Always try something.
Always
new.
try something new.
Yeah, man. Try something new. Talk to people. Don't be afraid to just, put yourself out there, because 90% of the time it's going to pay out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just always have two things to always say is, one, don't ever fuel the fear. Use the fear as fuel. That helps you break through a lot of barriers in my own personal life. And if you're ever feeling anxious, you're dwelling in the future. If you're ever feeling depressed, you're dwelling in the past. Focus on the right here, right now, because that's what's going to make you happy. Those are the only two things I always got to recommend to anyone who has anxiety and depression like I do. Focus on those. It's helped me. Hopefully it'll help you.
And work out, lift some weights.
Yeah.
You are weak. You must get strong.
So we are the Old Kids on the Block. Check out some of our other content. We love you guys. Leave a comment below, and we will see you next episode.